electrons, what does that mean about the self and the structure of identity? It may not mean very much until we get deeply evolved in our electronic prostheses. Then we may discover, that the dissolution of the ego turns each one of us into a tribe or a society of some sort. I mean, I don't pretend to understand this, so I understand that what I'm saying is not entirely clear. But, when you bring a mirror, when you have a mirror, and you bring it down in front of you like this, like on concrete, and smash it, and it smashes, you don't see a shattered image of yourself. You see thousands of perfect images of yourself. Each shard of the mirror instantly becomes a whole reflection. And I think that this metaphor of the smashed mirror recalls the alchemical metaphors of the mercurial nature of the mind. The mind is mercurial, the alchemists insisted. And what does that mean, mercurial? Well, if any of you had a childhood in these non-toxic days, this doesn't happen. But I used to be one who broke open hearing aid batteries, and God knows what toxins I exposed myself to in the act of collecting mercury. But mercury is, of course, a perfect mirrored surface, a liquid metal. And how is it like mind? Well, it's like mind in two ways. First of all, it takes the shape of its container. Put it in a coffee cup, it has the shape of a coffee cup. Put it in a thimble, it takes the shape. So, like mind, which is known only by the shape of its container, mercury does this. The other thing is, when you smash it, it beads and speeds away in all directions, but it can be recollected and the image restored. And so it has this curious quality of being both multiplistic and unitary. And it's probably for all these qualities that the alchemists were so fixated on it. But this question of the nature of these entities, because we can debate whether they are part of ourselves or autonomous, but what seems pretty in hand is that whatever the answer to that question, they're not made of matter. I mean, they're not made of matter, unless you're going to take the position that when you smoke DMT, you actually go to another universe as real in every way as this one, which is arguable, but so then what are they? Well, they leaving aside for the moment whether they are self-generated or autonomous, they seem to be made, they are in fact, if they're made of anything, they're made of information. We are not made of information for ourselves. I mean, I experience myself as a body, not as information. However, I experience all of you as information. I mean, even if I grab you by the shoulders and shake you, it's information that identifies to me what is happening. My hope is sometime before the end of my life or my career that the definitive conversation is able to take place on this question of the edge of knowledge, or what's going on at the edge of understanding. Because that's, here we have the unthinkable, no reason to bother about it. It's unthinkable by definition. And here we have the utterly mundane. We all know that place. but somewhere between the unthinkable and the mundane, there is a gradient or a frontier or a corner that is turned. And that place is the human place.